Hello learner, my name is Rahul Mishra and our today's topic is JMeter timer. Some people call it pacing, some people call it think time. So think time is means whenever a user is working on any web application, the time he will take to click on one click to another click. So he is thinking about something, so that's why it is called think time. So it is used for the mimic the user expression. So we will add those things in our application. So uh, the timers are available at the test plan level. You can see add timers and we are getting timer option. Second, we are getting those things at the thread group level. So when I will add thread group, and you can see timers are available. Even we saw in our last video, it is available at the different sampler level. For each sampler, it's having option for add timers. So, and we already seen that the how it is calculated and how will be impacted at the tree level. So for those things you have to see my previous video for that. Now we are discussing about how to use and how it is working. Okay, let me remove those things and adding first our timer and discussing so constant timer is very basically a simple timer. So it is also known as classic one, where you are the thread delay is giving in a millisecond. So assume we are giving 3000 millisecond. It means the simple our thread will be stop for the 3 second to mimic the user experience. You can increase the value for the 5 second or different values, but it will simple, no calculation will be done. It will simply stop for the particular time. Our second timer is at timer uniform random timer. So in uniform random timer we are providing the random delay. So we provided the value. So here it is assume 1 second 100 millisecond is provided. Constant you provided 100 one. So by default it will wait for the 1 second plus the random value we are getting from 0 to the 1000 value. So it those things get plus and it will hold for that. So 99% of call will be handled with these two, but we have many different type of timers. Then it precise throughput timer. So it is a advanced version. It is a timer that enable user to determine the throughput, so sample per second, or you can say sample per minute they want to execute. So when we compare with the other constant, the execution schedule is in random way. So you can see, and it is also provided you the batch way. So you can provide the your calculation in a batch. So in a batch the things will go here. Example, uh, throughput count, we get sample per second, because here unit is second. So 100 in a 36 second, it means 1 hour. So in 1 hour the calculation is 100. So if for easy calculation, if we take 60 second 1 minute, in a 1 minute it will put 100 requested to the server. So entire duration is 3600, and number of thread in a batch. So thread count in a batch, it will provide you the batch, and delay between batch you can add in again in milliseconds. So this is a way it is working. So our next fourth is add timer, constant throughput timer. So it is used for achieving the total number of requests rather than focusing the number of users. It is focusing on the total number of requests. It is used for the maintaining a constant throughput throughout the test cases. So whenever you are providing any value, so it will be calculated by default in minutes. So let's assume you provided 60. I will tell you those things. So if you provided the 60, so 6 in a minute, So in every 1 second, it will send a request. Sometimes it will be the value will be the plus little bit, but there is a minor difference. So but yeah, within a 16 minutes, within a 1 minute, it will throw a 60 request to the server. Here, few options are also available. It means the single thread only. So this thread only, all active threads. So if you have a multiple threads, so it will be applicable. The calculation will be divided on the basis of all the active threads. So 60 divided by the active thread, it will distribute it among them. All active thread in current thread group. If you using, just assume you have a one thread group and thread group, simple thread group. Again, you have a one thread group, and here two thread group you can see. So it will actively, so in current thread group, so it is for the single, and it is all active threads. So thread group, it will divide all active thread group in current thread group, so it will be shared. So this is a options, these are provided by the constant throughput timer. Next is our is Gaussian. So how to, we will add those, add timer and Gaussian. So here it is using to calculate the value on a basis of Gaussian functions. So it will also provide a random number and constant. So constant, we will provide the constant value is always provided, and deviation, it will be calculated. So it will be the constant and plus minus on the basis of, so here we provided 3000 millisecond and plus minus, so 3000 minus 100 millisecond plus 100. So for easy calculation, let assume it is a thousand. So the value will be calculated between 2000 to 4000. 3000 plus 1000 is 4000 maximum. 3000 minus 1000, so it will be 2000. So the value will be, random timer will be calculated by the Gaussian formula, and the range is 2000 to 4000, which is very equal to the Poisson's thread, sorry, Poisson timers. Here this is again a random timer, and the calculation is also very same. The delay is here 3000, let assume, so 3 seconds, and 1000 is 1 second. So it will be calculated between the again 2000 to the 4000, but the calculation of random number is based on the Poisson functions, Poisson number generator. So this is a way, and I guess there are a few more timers are there, which one is the synchronizers. This is a different type of synchronized timer. So the benefit is that if you provided, if you some value is added, assume 12, so, and there is a no timeout millisecond is mentioned, then what will happen, the request will wait for the 12 requests. So it will send them in a group to the, till it is not reaching to 12, it will wait for that, it will wait till other thread to come and make a one batch of 12. Example, you can increase to 1200 and as per the calculation. And if you provided a timer, then what will happen, so let's assume we provided 1000. So if within a 1 second, if there will be no 12, so whatever the the numbers of thread is being there, let's assume 10 are there, 10 will be sent. And so this is a timeout for their calculation. It will hold for that particular time, otherwise it will send them to the server. So this is a synchronized timer. And again, we have some other timer for the bean shell and GSR 223, where you can do some calculation and other things. So this is a way the timers are right. So in GSR, you can write your own script in a Groovy, and different options are there. And the last one is bean shell. Again, in bean shell, you can write the code. So this is a way we calculate the different times and using them.